I will be doing a full coverage spring makeup tutorial on this really colorful, bright look. And then at the end of the video, I'll be showing you how to do this braid bun updo. So to get started with the makeup tutorial, I am filling in my eyebrows with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown and this angle brush. And then I'm going through with some concealer to further perfect the shape of the brow on the top and also underneath where the arch is. I did previously film a full out brow routine video in more depth. If you guys would like to see that, I will link it down below. Once I get the concealer where I want it, I usually just blend it out with my fingertips and then I'm ready to go with all of the eyeshadows. So as my base and primer today, I'm using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. So this one is completely matte and it basically matches my skin tone. So it does a really great job of completely making everything one color and prepping it for the eyeshadow so that we can't see any veins or anything like that or redness on my eyelid. So now I'm going through with a crease brush and the eyeshadow from Makeup Geek called Creme Brulee. So this is a lighter matte brown. I'm working this through the inner corner to the outer corner of my crease. So I'm really blending this out and up. Then on the eyelid, I'm taking a flat shader brush and applying this yellowy shade also from Makeup Geek called Chickadee. So I haven't really used this one much. I've been kind of afraid of it, but I'm like, you know what? I need to get out of this little brown eyeshadow smoky eye zone and start using some colors and just get out of the box a little bit. So I decided to go through with that on the lid, and then as my blending transitional shade between those two eyeshadows, I'm using from Makeup Geek Tuscan Sun. So it's just a lighter pink. Now I'm going in with a really shimmery gold eyeshadow from Makeup Geek called Gold Digger, but I'm only placing this on the center of the lids to provide some pop and dimension. As a darkening eyeshadow, we're now working the shade Wild West into the outer V of the eye. I'm going in with multiple layers of this because I'm only using a pencil brush here and I just want to make sure that this is nice and precise. I don't want it all over the place, so I'm working this with the pencil brush on the lash line, the upper lash line, and then bringing it slightly into that outer corner of the crease and blending it out with my blending brush. This is sort of like a darker kind of purpley, but it wasn't dark enough. I needed even more depth going on there to create more dimension for the eye, you know, give a little more color as well to the look. So I went in with this super dark purple shade called Taboo, also from Makeup Geek, and used the same pencil brush and blending brush to just work this in the exact same spot as the other, except I did try and keep this a little bit lower, but not too low because then you're not going to see it at all since we are going to be doing liquid eyeliner. But yeah, I just really made sure to keep this on the outer edges. Okay, from Makeup Geek, I'm now using the shadow Starry Eyed. It's a foiled eyeshadow. It's just like a lighter pink. Applying this into the inner corners of the eye for some pop. And I liked that this was pink, so you have like a shimmery gold and a shimmery pink in the look. So a lot going on, but I think it is so beautiful and really pretty to look at. So as my eyeliner today, I'm using from Fiona Styles, the Ultra Precision Stylo in Odin. I like this one because it comes to really nice fine point, so it's very easy to use. I like to bring my eyeliner really thinly and as close as I can to the lash line in the inner corners, and then as I get more towards the outer corners, I make it thicker, and then I go ahead and fill in that wing part on the outer corner. But I made sure to not make this too thick. I popped on my Kiss lashes, the Kiss Couture Faux Mink Lashes in Gala, and now I'm working as a primer on my face from Pixie by Petra, the Glow Booster. It's basically a liquid face illuminator in pink pearl. It gives the face a nice glow, and I really like using it as a primer before my foundation to help it hold on better. It's like kind of that stickier consistency, so I thought I would give it a try, and it actually worked really well. As my foundation today, I used Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation, really good for dry skin. I used the shade 2.2, worked this on my face with one of my oval brushes that I got from Zaful. And now I'm going in with two different concealers. So the first one is more yellowy based, and this helps to get rid of the shadows under my eye area, and I like to put this where I am actually going to highlight as well. So it is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer in light medium. Blend that out with the oval brush into the skin. Then I went through with my highlighter here. So I'm putting this under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, same exact spots as before, you know, the center of the forehead, cupid's bow, chin, to bring some more light to the face. And this time I'm blending it out with a fluffier brush because I wanted a very soft focus airbrush effect. And this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer, also really good for dry skin, in light. I'm finishing this off with a little bit of setting powder from e.l.f. So another product from Pixi here. This is a palette. It's the Strobe and Bronze Glow and Bronze palette. I'm using the 2 bronze shades as a bronze and contour through my face. So basically working this on the outer corners of my forehead, through the cheekbone area, also along the jawline. I just wanted some more warmth and darkness and dimension so that my face wouldn't look so flat. And I also really liked how tan it made me look as well. So I put a bunch of that on all over, and then I went in with this nice blush here from the palette. It's like a plum kind of raisin color with a lot of shimmer in it. And I did really like this lighter pink highlight from the palette, so I decided to use that on the top of the cheekbones and down the bridge of the nose and cupid's bow. I went in with a little bit more of that lighter bronzer shade from the palette as a contour for my nose, and then I blended that out with a brush that I always like to use as a powder under my eyes. So that's it for the face. Now I am working on the lower lash line area. So for this, I kind of had a hard time. I'm like, what do I want to do with this? Do I want to match it exactly, you know, with the upper lash line, or do I upper lid, or do I want to really smoke it out? I decided to do a matchy-matchy kind of thing. So I went through with the yellow shade first, all the way through, left the inner corners open, and then I did a mixture of Cupcake and Wild West in the outer corners of the lower lash line, a little bit of Gold Digger in the inner corners, and then I finished everything off with some mascara. So this is the Length Matters from Julep, a really good one for blending the natural lashes into the falsies, but also for the lower lash line. You guys know, if you've watched my tutorials, really the only mascaras I ever use now are the ones that are good for the lower lash line, because I wear falsies so much. So I really need one that I can depend on, that's gonna give my lower lashes length and darkness. So I love this one and would highly recommend it to you guys. So once you're done putting all the mascara on, then we can work on the lips. This is a new product right here. It's from Buxom. It is a plump line lip liner. I love wearing this on its own, but it also works really well under liquid lipstick. So I first like to define my lips with this by lining and filling them in completely. This is in the shade Hush Hush, by the way. And then I went over that with the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Driver's Seat. I thought this was a perfect combo for this really pretty colorful spring look. You guys know every time I do a colorful eye, I usually like to do a colorful lip too. I just like that combination, and I thought everything went together really nicely. So that is it for the makeup. I went ahead and sprayed my face with the Slay All Day from Gerard Cosmetics setting spray in grapefruit. It smells really good. And now we're working on the hair here. So for this, it is definitely more complicated because there's a lot that I'm doing, but all in all, the steps in themselves are pretty easy. First, you want to tease the entire crown and top section of your hair and your bangs as well. Make sure you do a pretty deep side part. Then tie that top section of hair back, and also a tiny little section of hair from this lower section. Make it a little ponytail with an elastic and clip a one weft 4-clip extension into your hair around that elastic if you feel like your bun is going to be really small and you need more hair to work with. So I teased that up quite a bit, and then I wrapped a tiny elastic around twice. After doing this though, I would recommend doing it 3 times so that it holds a little better. But yeah, you just want to leave a little bit of the ends out, and then you start pulling and adjusting and bringing the hair back up to the head and then pinning it in place once you have found, you know, the right positioning for it. So at this point, after it's all pinned in, then you can do any adjusting you need to. And now we can start working on all of this top section of hair. So I decided that I wanted a little bump back there, so I went ahead and teased the crown section back there again, just a little bit more all the way around so that I could create that nice little bump. I just took my hairs over from that one side and brought them over to the other, gave it a nice little twist and push up, and then I pinned it twice in the back, a nice little crisscross of the pins there. I want to show you guys right here, this is like the leftover hair. Just go ahead and keep that back there while we work on this braid. I really wanted to have face framing pieces, but of course this is optional. I brought down a pretty thick section of bangs, and now for this little French braid, or sorry, this is a fishtail, or something like a fishtail that I'm doing here. I am just taking 2 sections of hair and then bringing one section, picking up one section, bringing it over and adding it to the next. And then from the other side, picking up a section of hair, bringing it over and adding it to the other side. So I'm terrible at explaining this. You guys can just see exactly how I'm doing it. Yeah, it's basically just like a really, really loose fishtail braid. You're just grabbing sections that are left over from either side and bringing it to the other side. Once you have no more hair left to grab, then you can just go ahead and start doing your regular fishtail braid all the way down, or not all the way down, leave a little bit of hair out, tie it with an elastic, and then pull every which way on these little plates here of the braid. So that way you can really thicken them up, add some volume to them, add some texture to them. And the reason why I like to leave so much hair out of my braid is so that way I can pull it up into the braid and make it look more voluminous and bigger since I have really thin hair. So that's a nice little trick for you guys to do. And once you got it exactly the way you like it, pin it in place and then wrap it back around the bun and pin that somewhere in the back of your hair where it can't be seen. With this extra hair back here, don't forget about that. You don't want to leave that hanging there. Give it a good twist and pull it apart. And then again, just wrap it around the bun and pin it in place somewhere in the back where you can't see it. So then I just did, you know, whatever adjusting needed to be done. I brought down some hair from the other side as face framing pieces as well. And then I took my 1-inch curling wand from New Me and curled my bangs away from my face in 2 different sections. Just blended those out with my fingers, you know, to loosen them up, and gave my hair a nice, good hairspray. So that is it for this completed spring look. I really love the way that it turned out. It's definitely one of my favorites. I am really surprised actually how much I ended up liking it, but it's a nice change up from what I've been doing on my channel. So hopefully you guys liked it too. If you did, please leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click that little bell to get notifications when I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!